In the next 30 minutes, what if I told you that you can own a beachfront island hotel in paradise for less than what you really think? Now, we've been quiet lately thanks to our newborn Kai, but today we're back with the craziest deal we've ever offered, a private slice of secret beach Belize where you could be sipping on cocktails as the owner of a brand new hotel. So stick around, because at the end, we will tell you the exact price on how to become an owner of this hotel, and we will drop 3 international investing secrets that helped us build wealth overseas. One of them will actually make us $1 million in 18 months. So let's dive in right now.
My name is Davon Reese. I'm the CEO and founder of Vestor, which is a crowdfunding platform for commercial real estate where you can invest or raise capital for commercial real estate, including hotels. And today we are having 2 special guests, Bruce and Kamiko Burdine, and they are developing a boutique hotel in Belize. And so they're going to tell folks about their deal. I do want to say as a disclaimer, all investments are risky. To learn more information about their deal, I'll put the link in the chat, but you can definitely go to vestor.com. If you have any questions about Vestor, feel free to ask me or put it in the chat. I'm going to pass the baton over to Bruce and Kamiko Burdine.
We're pretty excited about this deal. We have some new incentives that we're going to introduce for the very first time tonight. I'm Bruce. This is Kamiko.
Hi.
We're a husband and wife team. We love to travel and we love to invest in real estate. For the past 5 years, we've invested in a multi-million-dollar short-term rental portfolio. In the last 2 years, we have become real estate developers in Belize. We are developing a 10-acre subdivision in North Ambergris Caye. We also own several beachfront lots and some residential lots. And we also own 150 acres on the mainland in the Caye district that we're going to turn into our
sister resort eventually for GAEA. So GAEA is like the crown jewel, and then we'll start doing other projects in Belize after we get this one up and running. Yeah. And you can see here, we're very adventurous people. We love to travel. This is in Africa, Victoria Falls. We went on our honeymoon, and I think our love of traveling and our love of hospitality, it just made sense to combine those things. And so that's why we decided to do GAEA, and we're really excited to share it with you.
Yeah, I don't look scared in that picture.
Not at all.
In the next hour, we're not only going to show you how to invest your money internationally, but we're also going to show you how to own a hotel and create a legacy for you and your loved ones.
What is GAEA? So GAEA is our little child, besides the one that we just birthed a few months ago. What we really love about it is these main 8 points. So the architecture is inspired by the Mayan culture. So Belize has a very heavy Mayan influence. It's on the Yucatan Peninsula. If you don't know where Belize is, it's just below Mexico.
Right below. If you look at Cancun and go straight down, that's where Belize is.
Run right into Belize. And so we didn't want to come into a foreign country and completely ignore all of the culture and heritage and the people there. So when we decided to design this boutique hotel, we wanted to make sure that we paid homage and respect to the people and culture where this location is. There are 5 floors, but 4 floors of hotel room. And each of those floors is after one of the elements. So fire, air, earth, and water. And then each room on one of those floors is a different aspect of that element. So every time somebody comes...
Yeah, you can come 20 times.
20 times, it's a different experience. That leads us right into a unique experience at GAEA. So what we are striving to provide for our guests is a yacht-like experience if you've ever rented a private yacht, but on land. So it's
if you watch the show Below Deck.
Or if you watch that show, that's a great show.
Let the games begin.
So we're not going to have a traditional check-in. It'll be done all ahead of time. We know exactly when your flight is arriving, or if you're arriving by boat, we know when to pick you up, who you're bringing, the names of everybody, if you have allergies, what you prefer to do on your days.
What your excursions are going to be.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And then certain floors and certain rooms will have private butlers as well. So if you need, I don't know, you're like, I need some bottled water, tonight, you can text your concierge and your butler and it'll be brought right to you. So we really want to make it an experience hotel and not just a place to stay.
We're going to have an indoor spa and gym. And the gym is pretty important because there is no gym in the North Ambergris Caye area. We're going to have 2 unique pools plus 5 rooms with a swim-out plunge pool. And we also have a rooftop bar with dining that also can turn into a wedding venue.
And then all of the guests will have access to our boats, golf carts, and scooters upon request and availability, obviously. Whereas a lot of hotels you go to, those are not included in your stay. Those are going to be extra rentals. And we really want to make it as easy as possible for our guests to enjoy themselves on the island. And then unforgettable events. So we do, like you said, the rooftop bar and restaurant is also designed to be a wedding venue. We designed it, the whole shape and the aisle and everything, so that it can very easily switch between restaurant and wedding. And then we also have a ballroom conference room on the 3rd floor that has 180-degree views that can be used for conferences and parties.
So those luxury amenities and the event space are also extra income, revenue generating sources. So the gym will also provide the locals with a membership, so the guests can also use it, plus the locals can use it. The indoor spa, and then the weddings in the conference rooms.
Yep. So like we said, there's a rooftop restaurant and bar that will be run by the hotel. Is the intention to have it completely run by the hotel so that we can capture that income. And the idea is for dinner service, it'd be a prefix menu with dishes and drinks inspired by the 4 elements. Something that's kind of unique about Secret Beach is that it really doesn't open and get going until like 10, 11, like lunchtime. There's only maybe one place you can go to get breakfast. So I think that'll be a really great untapped market for it, because there's a lot of Airbnbs in the area and, you know, everybody needs to eat breakfast.
When we were researching buying property, especially for a place that we're going to put GAEA, we came across this beautiful corner lot, dead center on the main road. You can't get to Secret Beach without passing GAEA. You can't do it. You can't get to the water without passing the hotel.
Oh, I did want to talk about community, because like we said, we want to pay respect to the people of Belize. So we've been in contact with a trade school that would like to have us open up internships and job opportunities for Belizeans who are interested in working hospitality industry. And so we're really excited to be able to give back to the community in that way and make sure that Belizean citizens are a part of the GAEA culture and the GAEA business.
Yeah, so they have a cooking school, so you know chefs will want to come and train at the hotel, the restaurant,
and then a legacy investment. So this idea of developing a hotel, there are less than 2% of Black owners and probably even less Black developers.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to make a project built by us and for our families to come and enjoy this amazing place that we have visited and we loved. So we take pride in saying that this is a hotel that will be family owned and operated, and it will be a lifetime investment. We have absolutely no plans to ever sell it or give it away or license it away. This is something that we're building for our son and our family, and we want to bring in our investors as family as well. So when you invest with us, you're not just investing in a location, in a property, you're investing in family. Like nowadays, everything is about word of mouth. Like a lot of people have never heard of Belize, and then somebody goes and they're like, oh, everybody's going to Belize, you know, and then it spreads naturally that way. We obviously will have marketing, but I think just the type of experience that we will create will naturally drive the demand to want to stay at our hotel. And because we only have 20 rooms, there's only so many places for people to stay. It'll never feel overcrowded or like you're just another person in the gears.
So to interrupt a little bit, while we're learning on how to create generational wealth, help us grow our channel by clicking that like button and subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it only helps us with YouTube's algorithm so that we can show this video to others so they can escape the rat race.
So here are some renderings of our hotel, and you can see a cute little video right there. That is going to be the view probably from the 2nd or 3rd floor.
You can see how we're talking about it's literally 30, maybe 40 steps from the water.
On the left side, you can see a rendering of the lobby. Originally it was going to be very dark, but we wanted to add sort of an air element in there. So we're going to have visions of the sky up there. And then you can see our 2 unique pools. We have our moon pool and our sun pool. The moon pool is an infinity pool, and it's to mimic the half crescent moon. Then we have our sun pool that will have a sunken in bar. That one's a little bit more family friendly and open to kids. And then on the right, some basic renderings of the gym. Everybody needs a gym.
This is us in Belize. We're trying to give you an aerial view of the lot. This is the corner lot. There's 2 lots here that we have purchased, that we own and we have title to.
To the right of the circle, that is the main road into Secret Beach. And on the ocean, all of that ocean front is beach bars. To go left or right, you have to go by the site where GAEA will be. So that's when we talk about location is prime. It'll be a landmark of the community and pretty recognizable, I think, for everybody to see. When we talk about the fund that we're doing, sometimes people ask me like, oh, is it equity or is it debt?
What we're doing is we're doing an equity fund, right? There's debt funds. You probably have seen debt funds, even on Investor. You're going to loan the investor the money for a specific period of time for a specific interest rate that you're going to get a return on. And then when it's stabilized, they're either going to sell it or they're going to refinance it and then pay you back and pay you out. The difference in between that and what we're doing is we're selling equity shares. So, which means that you're actually going to own the hotel. You can sell those shares, you can pass those shares down from generation to generation. The bad thing about it being an equity fund is that you're actually a partner with us. So if the hotel does not make money, you do not make money. If the hotel increases in revenue, you increase in revenue. With a debt fund, it's a specific interest rate for a specific period of time. Both can fail, both can be successful. There's less risk with a debt fund, but there's no upside. You never really own the hotel. With our hotel, because we're doing a construction, there is a construction hold period. Could be a certain amount of time where you're not actually getting a return on your money. But once we are stabilized and we get going, that's when you will reap the benefits of an equity fund.
And you'll reap it for a lot longer.
Yes. So financials, that's what everybody wants to know, right? How much does it cost? What's going on with it? I'll tell you this, construction costs. So the land acquisition, $1 million for the 2 lots. We already actually own it. So that's $1 million in. The hotel construction cost was somewhere between 9 to 10 million. Operating capital, which we need to stabilize operations, we budgeted about $1 million for a total of $12 million that we are raising. So $2 million in equity raise and a $10 million debt that we've already secured.
And then how long before you see your return? So there's no set deadline, right? But our projected timeline is going to be 2.5 years from groundbreaking to completing construction. And we need about a year for the Belizean Tourism Board to grant us our hotel license, and then 1 to 2 years for stabilization before returns are made. Now, it could be a lot sooner than that, but it also could be later. And that, is a risk with an equity fund, and that's a risk with construction and development, is that sometimes things take longer, sometimes they go faster.
It is island time.
Yes.
For more details, if you want our packet of financials after this webinar, please email us and we'll send you the detailed. For us to put out 12 pages of financials on this webinar, you'll get bored. I think I would get bored of watching it, but I put the highlights on here, okay? ADR ranges, right? They range from level to level, from level of floors going up and down, depending on what kind of rooms, whether it's a swim out room, the air room, the suites. But the average daily rate can vary from low season to high season. That's why we're also giving you ranges here. So from the lowest is $399 a night to $699 a night. Our highest room rate will be $1899 to $2499 a night. Based on 40% occupancy, which in Belize is actually around 60 to 70% occupancy. So we're basing off of a lower occupancy rate. The hotel room revenue, gross revenue, is supposed to be about $1 million. The restaurant, when stabilized, is supposed to generate $1.1 million of revenue, gross revenue, for a total of $2.1 million in gross revenue for the hotel.
All right. So we know that investing is scary, and you wouldn't be on this webinar if you weren't already interested in investing. But then we have to talk about what's stopping you.
Yeah.
Right.
And these are some of the questions that we get all the time, or some of the fears that we face all the time. They're like, well, if you were going to do it by yourself, how do I raise the money? How do I file the SEC? I mean, how many of you have heard of Bali? Bali's beautiful. Bali is amazing. And you can go there and get some land, but you will never, ever own it. You will actually lease it. It's a leasehold for 99 years. So you can build a $10 million hotel, but after 99 years, you have to vacate and you'll never own that property again. The government takes it back. In Mexico, you can own property, but you can't own it within, I think it's 50 miles of the coastline. But in Belize, you own it just like in America, right? So you can buy anywhere. You can buy beachfront, you can buy mainland, and you actually own it, and you actually own title, and you own it for perpetuity.
And then another advantage about Belize is that it is English speaking. It is the only Central American country where the national language is English. So all of the contracts are in English, all the business is done in English, banking is in English. So you don't have that added issue of having to have somebody that you trust to translate everything.
You know, if you're trying to do this on your own, you're trying to go find a realtor, you're trying to find where to buy. How do you know where to buy? Can you get a contractor that won't just take your money and run, right? What about engineering? What about the architecture? What about like just building the boots on the ground team? Well, guys, we've already done that. We've already got the boots on the ground. We already have the engineering. We already have the contractor who's built multiple resorts on Ambergris Caye that we're building on, and we've toured those hotels, and they are constructed very well. Deals like these, they're a lifetime, once, maybe twice in a lifetime. If you can own a piece of a hotel or in perpetuity for life and learn how to buy hotels, what price is that worth? And if your investment could outpace the market and you actually own something that is like tangible, you can go to, you can bring your kids and your grandkids to and say, look, I actually own this hotel. If the investment itself pays for itself over time and can create generational wealth, what would stop you from pulling the trigger? This isn't just like a 7-year perspective where you're going to get 12% interest back on your money for 7 years and then it's done. We're talking about your lifetime.
If your answer to those is yes, these are our new incentives.
Brand new, hot off the press. So tier 1 basically is what we introduced from the very beginning. We introduced you can buy into this for $2,500 for one share. Possible return on investment. We say possible because it's an investment, right? I can't guarantee anything on this webinar that are above market rates. You own a Caribbean hotel in Secret Beach, Belize. Not a lot of people in this world can say that.
Tier 2 is going to be a minimum of 10K. You get 4 shares. All the things about tier 1, but in addition, you get a 10% discount on rooms and food for 10 years. And you're invited to our soft opening, which will be a free stay for 2 days and 3 nights. And that 10% discount is valid for 5 nights per calendar year.
Yeah. And any of these tiers, those discounted nights are valid for 5 nights per calendar year. So in tier 3, if you invest $50,000 for 20 shares, it's the same as tier 2. You do get the 10% discount as before, but it's for the lifetime of the initial investor, which means whoever is investing, their name is on the share, the equity share paperwork, is for their lifetime, right? So disclaimer here, you cannot pass this discount down 5 generations. A hotel will never make money if we did that. And then you're also invited to come to the soft opening for 4 days and 5 nights,
right?
Free of charge.
And then tier 4, it's going to be 100K minimum for 40 shares. All the stuff same as tier 3, except the percentage goes up to 20% for the lifetime of the initial investor. And then you get 7 days, 8 nights for our soft opening. Plus, you'll receive a 50% discount off your room rate for the first 5 years.
Yeah, just to kind of put numbers to it, right? So if you decide to stay in our presidential suite, our air suites, our most expensive suites, they're $2,500 a night, right? And if you stay 4 or 5 nights, that's $10,000, right? 10,000 at 10% is $1,000 off, right? If you do that for 10 years, it's $10,000. You basically in tier 2 make your money back if you come every year for 10 years and take advantage of the discount. Tier 3, tier 4, it's lifetime.
So the first 50 investors from now until July 30th, if you invest tier 3 price, 50K, you will receive the tier 4 benefit.
What? Huge.
Limited time, only until July 30th. We've had some previous incentives that have expired and people miss them. I wouldn't miss these.
I would not miss this one. You're still getting 20 shares. Let's just be honest with you. You're not getting the 40 shares, but you're getting the incentives, right? You're getting 20% off for the lifetime, and then you're getting 50% off for the first 5 years, right? So at $2,000 or $2,500 a night for, let's say it's $10,000 for the week, 5,000 times 5 years, 25. Guys, you're making all your money back, basically 50% of your money back. Easy.
So now it's time to ask us anything. All right, who is our contractor?
It's Alfaro Construction, but it's Dennis Alfaro.
Yes. When is construction expected to start? We were anticipating starting this summer. We got a little delayed because of the pregnancy and being on parental leave. So plans to clear and level the lots are going to be this fall.
See who will be operating the property once it's open. Fun fact, you have to have a Belizean company or Belizean workers to actually get this hotel license. So we have a Belizean management company that's going to manage. We will also be there. We do plan on retiring and going there to operate the hotel.
How many outstanding shares will you offer in total? So it's $1 million in shares.
It's $2 million in shares.
$2 million divided by $2,500 a share. Any changes since your prior presentation with Vestor? So the engineering is out. We've had to make like some slight structural changes just to make things fit. But overall, not very many changes. What's the management fee?
40% all inclusive.
Will there be another investors retreat? We are talking with Devon about doing another investors retreat. It's just, with the newborn baby, it's just gotten a little harder. But there are plans. If we do one and we plan one with Devon, we will let everybody know. Are you selling lots, condos, or homes?
Well,
this
is GAEA. Technically, we're not selling any lots, anything. But we are developers, and we are doing a 10-acre subdivision that we did present once before. We're selling 55 lots.
Yeah, up north, very, very north of Ambergris Caye. Those will be available end of summer. For the ROI distribution, do we need to open a Belize bank account? No, you do not need a Belizean bank account. It'd be very difficult for you to get a Belizean bank account without residency. How often would you see returns, or would we have to wait? So there is a holding period. It's a true development construction. Right now, the land is mangroves and trees. We're literally building from the ground up, and we're anticipating that construction is going to be around 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So that holding period. Then we have 6 months to a year to get the hotel license, liquor license, food licenses. And those things cannot be given until the construction is complete. Belize is a little bit different than the US. You can't get those licenses ahead of time.
They have to come and inspect the property, see the property. Then we sit on it for a little bit. That's when we're doing the soft openings. That's when all the investors will start coming and experience the hotel.
And then we're expecting a year or two of stabilization.
Yes.
So if you add all that up, expect about 4 to 5 years before true returns. And then I believe we have the returns set up quarterly. Beachfront lots, has your subdivision been approved? So we do have a couple of beachfront lots. At least one of those we're keeping for ourselves.
What?
Because we're a little selfish. We do have one up north that we are just going to hold on to for a little bit. We don't really have plans for it yet. Our subdivision has been approved. I think we're waiting on the issuing of the parcel numbers so that we can actually list them.
So everybody's going to pull the trigger today? That's great.
Do it.
Are you all affected by any tariffs going on in the world? But
in Belize?
Yes.
No, because any tariffs that would be going on would be ones that Belize would be imposing on other places, and Belize is not imposing tariffs on any of that construction material that is coming in. A majority, I believe, of the construction material will be coming from Mexico and other Central American countries, and they have really good trade agreements in those areas. So there's not really a tariff issue there. How long is the investor incentive good until? So the bonus one is only good until July 30th, and then these 4 incentives will be good until
July 30th. It ends.
July 30th?
Ends July 30th. You want to own a hotel. This is the investment you want to get into. And the downside of it is that you have to wait with us for it to be built.
What do you get for tax purposes? So you'll get, once you start receiving dividends, you'll get K1s.
Yes.
If you roll it over, you can 1031 exchange your investment into another international investment.
So you can get the money, not bring it to the States, roll that money into buying more property in Belize if you wanted to.
Or Dominican Republic or Thailand or
wherever, as long as it doesn't come back to the States. In Belize, there's no capital gains tax. Guys, if you or a family member or anybody wants to pool your money together to invest in the tier, that's also doable.
Yes. You would just create an LLC, name all of the people who are putting money in, their proportions of however much they're investing, who's controlling the LLC, and then that LLC would take the money and invest it on Vestor.
Okay, that's it. All right, well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Bruce and Kamiko. Like I mentioned before, everyone will get a copy of the recording will be on investor.com, and as well as the pitch deck. And I put the link in the chat for those who are ready to invest today. And you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye,
See ya.
Bye.
Hey guys, we forgot to film this in the studio, but if you want to see more of the interior designs of GAEA, head to this video right here.